Hey, beautiful. Welcome to the Not Another Mom podcast. It's time to take that mom hat off because this is after hours and I'm making you off the clock. This podcast is here to help you know your worth because damn girl, you're a goddess who deserves to live the life of your dreams. I'm your host, Leslie Sprague, and we talk everything from manifesting to motherhood. Yes, those little monkeys will still creep in here or there. Spirituality to girl talk with your besties, and from business to finding that balance in life. I'm here to remind you that you are worth it. Life gets to be easy for you, and your dreams really can come true. So grab your favorite glass of wine, craft beer, or if you're a whiskey and diet kind of girl, grab that and let's get this show on the road. Hey beauties, and welcome back to the Not Just Another Mom podcast. I am your host, Leslie, and as always, I am so grateful that you are here with me this week. Okay, all this month in September, we are doing a Back to Basics Energy Edition, helping you get back into the routine of September and getting back into the flow. We've had an amazing summer, so this is just helping you to reset yourself for success. Now the kids are back to school and we're getting routine set up in everywhere else in our life. Why not set up here? So this is episode number 4 in our Back to Basics. So if you are just joining us for this first episode, you might want to go back a couple and listen to those. Episode number 1 is all about routine and rituals. So that is a juicy one. You definitely want to check that out. Episode number 2 is about meditation and breath work. And episode number 3 is about the vision and where you are going. So go check those ones out and then come back here. Join me for this one. This episode is all about movement. And we understand the importance of movement, but we're going to get a little bit deeper into why movement is so important in your routines and all of that jazz. So when we know that when we work out, for example, when we go for a walk, we feel better. And we know this about ourselves, but yet life still happens and we still get stuck in those funks. Movement is key for when you are feeling stuck. When you're feeling stuck, this movement is absolutely key because what it also does is it helps to move you forward in taking action. It helps to bring you out of your stuckness in whatever you're feeling. So when you are taking those physical steps forward, this is what helps the movement. So specifically, like if you think about going for a walk, you are taking physical steps forward to help you transition out of whatever's going on inside your head. Sometimes we can get so caught up with what's going on inside our head that we get paralyzed and we don't have any movement forward. And it kind of does the opposite when we're sitting there in our mind and we get caught up in what's going on there. It keeps us paralyzed instead of doing what we need to do and moving forward. Now, when you are also another important thing about doing movement and is that our body stores emotions. When we are dealing with lots of stuff and we don't have the capacity, like when our nervous system is overloaded and we don't have the capacity to handle anymore, our body will store emotions. So a lot of emotions can get stored in the hip area, and that's where we can hold the emotions. So one of the most beneficial things to do to help release these emotions is the movement, specifically like doing a yoga movement or practice for your hips. This is one of the key things to help move through your emotions. And it's the same as when you're going for a walk too. Like you could be in, let's say you're in the thralls of frustration. Go for a walk, reconnect to that breath, and just clear your mind. It's amazing what this movement does. If this is something that you already have in your practice, amazing. But if it's not, I encourage you to check it out and give it a try, because you always feel so much better after doing these movements, whether it's a walk, whether it's a yoga practice. Those are my two like top favorite things. I'm also a big fan of weights, like using your like lifting weights. That is one of my favorite things. I love just pushing out these emotions. And this is something that, like, especially weight training, this is something that I haven't been doing regularly in my practice as of late. And it's something that I need to get back into because it helps to just clear your head. Any type of movement that you're doing with your body, it helps to get you out of your own head. So we are doing a bit of a challenge with this back to basics, and we're adding in these little bits into our daily life. So add in some movement. It doesn't have to be the same movement every day. It doesn't have to be the same movement every time, but I encourage you to add in the movement, especially when you're feeling in a funk. It just gets to be that much better when you add in the movement. Just take my word for it. So thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. I hope this helped, and we will chat with you next week. Next week's episode is all about action and how that can help get you back to your basics energy edition. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. If you love this episode, will you do me a favor and help spread the love? Go ahead and leave a 5-star review and share this episode on your Insta stories. If we aren't yet connected on Instagram, come follow me at Leslie & Co XO. And since everybody spells my name wrong, that's Lesley and Co XO. And leave me a line and say hi. Have an amazing day, beautiful, and we'll catch you next week.